Hi everyone, Erin Troy here, and I was going to introduce you to my community, my good community, in my opinion. Drexel Hill, that tiny little star at the bottom of Pennsylvania, is where Drexel Hill lies. Um, See, we are a small part of just a giant township. As you can see, we are on the outskirts of Philadelphia, and according to the Wilson article, that would classify us as an urban suburb, leaving us close to the city, giving us access to all of the city's assets and whatnot. I'd be remiss if I did not mention Delco. Delco is what you are when you live within Delaware County. I have lived in at least a couple other places, two other states, California and the other area of Pennsylvania, and I have never had anyone really care about the county that they are living in. This place cares about the county that they're living in. You are considered Delco, and that is your title. And anyone in the tri-state area knows what Delco is and stands for. So just to give you a little bit of background, Delco is a nickname for Delaware County. Delco is not just where you live, it is a way of life that is hard to understand if you don't live here. It's the way you talk, walk, the way you carry yourself. It's not a cocky attitude, it's more of a sense of pride and confidence. Delco is not something you grasp after a short visit or just by passing through. Even after living here for 12 years, I still don't fully have a sense of Delco pride. Perhaps it's because I'm Delco by marriage, which I am reminded of on a regular basis. When describing someone from Delco, you say their name, state how you know them, or state that you know them. Say they're a good guy or girl, make a reference to their high school and their parish. For example, hey, that's Ed Troy. I know him. He went to O'Hara. He's a good guy. His family lives in St. Dorothy's Parish. All right, back to Drexel Hill. Drexel Hill is the 27th largest community in Pennsylvania. It's a white-collar town or neighborhood in a blue-collar township, with a growing population of 28,088 citizens. Its ancestry has roots to many cultures, including Irish, German, Italian, English, and Polish. Drexel Hill is considered to be a pedestrian-friendly town with goods and services all within walking distance. There is also ample access to public transportation should you choose to venture to another town or perhaps into the city. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Speaking of access to transportation, Drexel Hill is about 20 minutes away from the airport. Our buses run all day long. We have trolleys that zip you all around the town and into the city if you so choose. We also have 30th Street Station between 20 and a half hour away. It's easily accessed. Then there's Uber, Lyft, cabs, and you can even rent a bike. Who lives in Drexel Hill? Let's take a look at the population. Age breakdown for Drexel Hill. The median age is 37. You will see on the following pie charts that most people venture away from this area to go off to college and get their feet wet on their own. Then a magnetic pull draws them back in around the age of 25, and they are welcomed back in with open arms. And all of the pie charts were found on American FactFinder, retrieved from factfinder.consensus.gov. So, the age 65 plus is 13.1%, 55 to 64 is 13.4%, 35 to 54 is 27.2%, 25 to 34 is 15.5%. Here's that drop. 18 to 24 is 8%, 5 to 17 is 15.2%, and under 5 is 7.5%. Gender. Pretty balanced here in Drexel Hill. 51.8% being female, 48.2% being male, so there's a very good chance of everyone finding a partner or a companion and starting a family or just having a good time. Ethnicity. We differ in Drexel Hill a little bit from the remainder of the township, and I'll explain that later. But 85.5% is white, 7.7% is black, 0.1% is American Indian, Asian is 4.3, 2 or more is 1.7, and Hispanic is 2.6. We only have 8.7% of people living below the poverty level. The white is 1.8, black is 8.4, American Indian is 59.2, Asian is 7.7, 2 or more is 4.5, and other is 6.7. Education. Pretty educated here in Drexel Hill, with 97.4% with at least a high school degree and a 48% with a bachelor's degree or higher. The crime rate. This is listed from 1 to 100, low being, or 1 being low and 100 being high. In Drexel Hill, violent crime is at 27.8. Property crime is 32.7. Your chance of being a victim of crime is 1 in 351. And the average in Pennsylvania is 1 in 319. So we're pretty safe here at Drexel Hill. 5 types of communities. Interest, sharing the same interests or passion. Action, coming together to try to change for the better. Place, being in the same neighborhood, place, or area. Practice, group of people who you work with or repeatedly perform the same activities with. Circumstance, brought together for a reason or due to an event. This is all from the Millington article. Okay, so the first community, which is a formal community and an informal community, because the church itself is a formal community, but the groups within it are informal. And this one touches on practice and action, because we all practice our religion together every Sunday. But on the outside, we also perform service projects and volunteer groups to better the community, and that's somewhat informally run. Okay, just to look at the population of St. Dodds, because this is a very large parish, usually separated somewhat by parish. It's 76% white, 7% black, 0% American Indian, 11% Asian, 0% other, and 31% Hispanic, with 9,743 members. Okay, the other interests. We're going sports. This is an informal group. Yes. This is a very, very strong Philadelphia sports-loving, oriented town. We have the Philadelphia Phillies, 76ers, the Flyers, and of course the Eagles. And this is a common logo because people really can't decide which one they love the best. They just want to be all encompassing of all Philadelphia sports. Okay, the Eagles. After the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, I would say the intensity of that interest exploded all over the place, proof being this is their Super Bowl parade when they came home. Very well attended, I would say. Okay. Our next, I guess, formal and informal. The district itself is a formal group, but the Home and School Association is informal. And it definitely hits the interest, action, place, practice, and circumstance, unfortunately, when bad things happen in school and we all have to come together for an unpleasant reason. Let's see. There are 11,935 students, 14 schools, 15 students to 1 teacher, which I think is a little bit off, but just in general. Maybe with all of the aides and teachers' assistants and whatnot. Breaking down by race, it is 30.6% white, 47.4% black, 7.1% Hispanic, 14.9% Asian, and 0.1% American Indian. The economics here is where it's off a little bit. It's 66.2% and not economically disadvantaged. Free lunch eligible is 60.1%. Reduced lunch is 6.2%. There are a lot of families that qualify for certain things. For economically disadvantaged in our district. Are we safe? Do we live in a good community? Yes. Drexel Hill checks the boxes of all the key elements that make up a good community. This is a very safe neighborhood where everyone is ever vigilant, looking out for one another. I would not feel comfortable running at night, but I don't think I would feel comfortable running anywhere at night. Our schools are a smidgen overcrowded, and the entire country is affected by the opioid crisis, but I still feel safe sending my kids to school each morning. We have ample access to goods and services and all the comforts needed to raise a happy, healthy family. We could easily walk to a shopping center where quality goods are ready for purchase. As I said in my presentation, this is a very pedestrian-friendly place to live. There are many opportunities to interact with one another to form solid relationships that bind us together. To name a few, we have sports leagues, moms groups, church groups, service groups, arts groups, sport groups, and other such groups with an endless amount of special interests. I have my people who know me well and also share my common goals and interests. We gather every Wednesday to eat, drink, and chat about the neighborhood topics that usually affect our children. We enjoy familiarity and predictability. If a strange car was parked outside, I would have at least 2 texts asking me who was at my house. I would also receive texts if my child was spotted someplace he should not be. My kids know there are eyes everywhere. The opportunities to get involved and interact are plentiful if you seek them out. It's just like anything else. You get out of this community what you put into it, and I would say we have a nice balance here in Drexelville. And here are my princes.